Someone who knew them once said that Gabby Giffords and her husband Mark Kelly were simply America at its best. She once called the most positive person in Congress, he an astronaut, the commander of the space shuttle. And then last January, a stranger pulled out a gun and put a bullet through Gabby Giffords' brain. Tonight, you will see the astonishing journey from that moment until today. What happens when everything changes and what you love is put to the test. Their book is called Gabby, A Story of Courage and Hope, and we'll begin with Mark Kelly reading his description of that spirited, sunny, high-octane woman he married 4 years ago.
Not just the Democrats, but the Greens, the Libertarians, and the Vegetarians. I want to thank each and every one of you.
She was all at once an intellectual, a businesswoman, a community advocate.
Good morning, everyone. Buenos dias.
A cowgirl, a biker chick, using her hands as punctuation marks.
And with the chutzpah to be able to stand up and just say it like it is.
And she put on her tennis shoes and started walking around the district, 10 hours a day, meeting every single person.
I love this place.
And then, on January 8th, these are the photos of the vibrant young Congresswoman in her red suit talking to constituents in front of a supermarket. Seconds later, a 22-year-old man 3 feet away pulls out a Glock 19 and aims the gun at her head.
This is an ABC
We are
News
following
special
a developing
of
story.
shooting
It comes
at
to us
a
from
grocery store
The
there.
bullet he fires travels 1,000 feet per second through the entire left side of her brain. He fires 30 more afterwards, killing 6 people, wounding 13, before bystanders heroically tackle him. Some of the first reports said she had died.
CNN has confirmed the Congresswoman has been killed.
Representative Giffords is dead. And
In fact, she was clinging to life. The world camped outside her hospital, strangers leaving tributes. Inside, I talked with her husband, Shuttle Commander astronaut Mark Kelly, who told me, even though she couldn't move, speak, or open her eyes, he knew his wife, and his wife would fight her way back.
I'm telling them she's going to make 100% recovery. Gabrielle Giffords is too tough to let this beat her.
So tough, he thought maybe she'd already recognized him with one hand toying with his wedding ring the way she used to do. 4 days later, the president came to visit her. After that, her friends in Congress walking in, calling out her name, and a breakthrough.
In the room, Gabby opened her eyes for the first time.
But you could not look at this scan of her head, how the bullet tore the length of her brain, shattering her skull, and not be daunted by the odds against her. Less than 10% of people with brain injuries even survive. Kelly consulted with the doctors about the odds and the ways to defy them.
Any lower, it would have killed her. Any further midline, it would have killed her. If it crossed hemispheres, it would have killed her. Any further outboard, she'd never be able to speak again. Any higher, she'd never be able to walk.
But until tonight, all we knew of what happened inside her hospital rooms was that photograph of Mark Kelly's hand in hers, and that a veteran asked that his Purple Heart be placed on her bed. We had no idea. Privately, Kelly was about to do something bold.
But this is your room.
He had decided he would videotape her recovery. So sure, she would astonish skeptics and with trademark curiosity want to know what she'd been through.
I just thought she's going to ask, okay, what was all that like?
Cameras record an unflinching portrait of what it is to struggle back after you've been shot in the head at point-blank range. Here, a photo of her day 1 after the shooting. Here, day 4. Then, 2 weeks later, after she's been moved to Houston, those tapes begin to roll.
Here's your secret code name, J.S. Lasso.
The woman, once so animated, stares blankly as if the bullet has erased who she is. Her husband writes he believes optimism is a form of healing. Hope is a form of love.
You look great. You just got a little work to do here. All right?
And remember how he insisted that she consciously fingered their wedding rings?
How about hold up my ring? How about show everybody my ring? Can you do that? Sweetie? Can you take my ring off? Take it off your finger. Ah, that's yours you took off. How about take mine off? Are you able to do that? You're doing really well. There you go. Good job.
Mark Kelly, searching for the woman he could not wait to see again, her laugh, her smile.
Can you smile, sweetie? Oh, that's not a smile. That wasn't a smile. That's better.
At this point, the scan shows there'd been so much swelling in her brain they were forced to remove a piece of her skull the size of her palm. But because she's always liked working toward goals, he decides to give her some. Those tennis shoes sitting on the chair in the room.
Here are your tennis shoes. You're going out for a jog today. How's that sound? Go out for a jog?
He told her somehow together, in 2 weeks, they would get up and get her in those shoes, and failure was not an option.
Doing really well.
Again, it is 2.5 weeks after the shooting.
All right, how about that thumbs up? That's one finger. How about this finger? Do this one. This one. This one. Yeah, that's it. That's a thumb. How about 2 fingers? All right. Give me 5. Good job.
And another little breakthrough.
sweetie.
The therapist starts chanting a phrase and then cues up a missing word.
I love you. Now you try it with me. I love you.
Good.
Let's do it again.
He put up a sign for visitors that said, "No crying." He writes each morning when he walked into her room, he told himself to take a deep breath and focus, 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 thinking this is what those wedding vows really mean.
That sickness and in health clause, that's real.
And alone at night, he writes in the book, he would make a bargain with God. Even if she could never walk again, please, please, let her talk and smile. We'll be back with the courage, the struggle, and the miracle in the making.